This is the biggest work in history. The city will have 170 kilometers of length and 500 meters of height in the middle of the desert of Arabia. All this will cost $1 trillion, half of the GDP of Brazil. And you must be thinking, oh, there's no way this can be done. It's a lie. I thought so too. There will be works of space. And if you go there, you'll see the biggest concentration of roadways in history. These roads didn't even exist months ago. But how will they do something of this size? Just for you to have a scale. These two lines are equivalent to 2001 World Trade Centers. And this building took 8 years to be built, taking into account the Arabs would take 32,000 years to build all this. They are different projects, but you can understand, right? This work is so big that we don't even have what to compare. It's like the pyramids of our century. The city line won't have cars, and it will be completely covered by solar and wind energy, which is ironic because it will be banked with oil money. And if you're wondering why they're building this, the answer is this: oil. This guy here is the Prince of Mohammed ibn Salman. He thought, we have the second largest oil reserve in the world, but we have almost nothing beyond that. The prince looks to the side and sees the Arab Emirates, using his oil to build one of the richest and most visited places in the world, Dubai. Eureka! The Arabs decide to build the city line and other insane projects here. In the Neon Economic Zone, this region will be like a Hong Kong of the Arabs, with different tax laws from the rest of Saudi Arabia. If it's true like Hong Kong, companies from all over the world will invest there until 2030. Neon will be the richest place on Earth, and a good part of these absurd works will be ready. The resort is already there. It's 99% ready. And look at this super palace, only for the real family. Want more? The Octagon will be this floating city, with a port connected to the rest of the world. And Trojan will stay on this mountain. This will become an artificial lake. And soon there will be a resort in the middle of the desert. It looks crazy, but is it possible? Because here in the high, the temperature is low enough to keep the air. And in the center of Neon, the most luxurious place on Earth, will be the most luxurious building on Earth. The city line has as the main objective to connect Asia and Africa with this bridge here. The only connection on Earth between the two continents goes through Israel and Palestine, a region not very peaceful. So the city line wants to be the center of the world, literally. Look at it in the middle of the world map. This will stay for 6 hours on the flight from half of 2 countries. Go to China, make a connection in this airport, and visit the city line. 9 million people will live here, and there is even this forest on top. The city will have 3 levels. Here we'll have these pedestrian areas with parks and leisure. Soon above will be the level of services, with stores, schools, and doctors. The lowest level will be the city transport. With this train, you arrive on the other side of the line in 20 minutes, 520 per hour. Well, all this seems good in theory, right? Let's put it in practice. The city line will be ridden by air with thousands of cameras and sensors. And all this in a line is very easy to control. If you don't even look a little suspicious, a monarchy absolutist wanting a city like this, know that people like this guy were eliminated by criticism in the project. I don't want to be disappeared. But someone has to say that this giant mirror will fry and light everything up on the outside, like the biggest building in Brazil, but much worse. And yes, the birds will hit this mirror. The city lines never worked out. Has it been in Brazil? The plane's wings are almost aligned. Everything here is so far from expensive that everyone who was not rich had to go to the periphery, which created one of the biggest favelas in the world. And how will the city line grow if it is trapped in a line? The official answer is that they will build in pieces, in case they need to reduce or increase the line. But that's not the real problem of the biggest work in history. In addition to thousands of people being removed, and in addition to most of the Arabian Saudi, who is still without a drop, with $1 trillion, would be able to end the hunger of the world for 25 years, would be able to cure diseases, such as cancer. Would you like to go to Mars? With this money, you can even make a colony there. Do you want to reverse global warming? $1 trillion would cost millions of trees. And the worst would be able to pay for education, electricity, and sanitation. For all the children in the world. Who am I to say that a prince has to make his money? But I'll leave you with a thought. Imagine what you will think when you find the ruins of this work. From what, 1,000 years ago, a human or from another planet will write, "In times of war and destruction, humans inherited this monument, an eternal proof that they were capable of creating unimaginable wonders while destroying a base to survive. And as always, thank you for being here."